Hey boys and girls, Nero is finally back. And this time we're gonna talk about grass. I know you might think, why don't we use hair? Vellum hair, that's the solution. Yes, that's definitely right. But let's say you're short on time, you're short on budget. Is there any way that can save us from the deadline or save us some money? And yes, that's my goal. We're not here to talk about the regular way. Maybe next time we're gonna do things the regular way, but this time, let's cheat. So why don't we dive in and see how to do? This is what I did last time, and we're gonna do this from the beginning. Grass new, green color, dive in, and later on we're gonna copy the lines onto the ground. For this, we have to have the ground, right? And which is our grid. And the grid, I'm gonna need more divisions than that. It's not big enough. Okay, cool. And mountain. Oh, yeah, what is this? I'm gonna use a mountain. Connect it in. Bigger. Yeah, I think this is cool. And since I already have a camera, and then I won't create any camera. I'm keep using this. And then scatter. Let's scatter more points on it. In this case, I'm gonna disable relax iteration because I don't want this guy to relax. It's only going to slow me down. And we're gonna do group. Group by what? There's a node called camera frustum QL. It's actually come from the QL plugin for Houdini. I think you can download it from the internet. And connect it in. We want to do points, so I'm gonna call this one inside. Yeah, yes, it's cool, but it's not good enough because we should disable the near clipping and enable the far clipping. It's too crazy for us. Okay, cool. And blast. What's outside? Reverse. Okay, cool. And more points. Ooh, this is much more. And then we're gonna have line and a copy 2 points. So let's copy that for now. First, this is too high for me, and it seems right. It seems right, but it's not right actually, because the copy 2 points, this sub will try to align this line from the left side with the n attribute on the template points, but we actually don't have that. Why don't we say set n? You will notice. Let's call this one n, and you can be vector. It should be pointing up. See, the result is wrong, which means this guy has to be along with the z-axis. Z-axis. This is z-axis. Okay, now it's right. And then all we need to do is to modify the n direction. We can use a point warp, and I'm gonna hide all these options and rename this one modify in. Go in. We're gonna do rotate by quaternion. We want to rotate in vector with a quaternion. It's already wrong now because we haven't give this guy any quaternion. Let's check the result. It's rotating, right? Rotating along x-axis. First things first. I don't want to use radians. This angle is actually in radians. I would love to use degrees to radians because I like to control the angles by degrees. And I can promote this one. I'm gonna call the I'm gonna tell this one, and 90 is the biggest number, and we can easily control that, right? And next thing, we're gonna do axis. How can we do axis? Noise. You can. I'm using turbulence noise. You can use all kinds of noise you want, but it has to be 3D, and in the future you have to normalize it, because whenever you see axis has to be 1. The length of axis has to be 1, and then we can connect it in. And let's create inputs. You can already see a pattern, right? Copy and paste and paste. We can already see a pattern, but have you noticed they're heading the same direction, which is almost this direction? That's because the elevator noise, not elevator, the alligator noise. The result of the alligator noise will always be positive, and what we want is negative to positive. See, this is the right result. And the pattern, I think, is too high frequency. What about these? And I think, whoa, I misclicked. 30 degrees will do. What if I say, hey, hey Grace, the wind is blowing from left to right, which is the positive x direction. Then it moves. I'm using a very old laptop, and you can check the speed. I'm not speeding up. Really, it's really quick, because there's no simulation involved, and that's why in the beginning I said we can cheat. And yeah, we almost done. Oh, by the way, if you want, you can do another noise, all kinds of noise, curl noise, or what noise you like, and add them together to make a layer thing to break this pattern, so no one can tell the pattern is gonna be natural. And later on, I know I'm gonna use I'm gonna have a width attribute. Use this to control the thickness of our grass. So width equals channel width and multiply with curve view. And I want to do 1 minus. In my case, I think it's supposed to be 0.01. And the resample. Oh, resample. We don't want to do any segments. Instead, we want a curve view. Almost done. Last, let's call this one out grass new. Then the grass is done. Next, the material. You can just use any hair material on it, or you can use a principal shader if you want. All kinds of shaders. Yeah, we are 99% done. There's one thing I want to mention, because this method, like I said, it can save you some budget and time in some situations, but this is actually not perfect, because The blade is actually bending like a rigid body. See, it's a stick, and it's also a stick. But in real world, the bend should be like this. It's supposed to be a curve, but we are cheating as long as you are not. Let's say you are doing this area, then maybe it will do. No one can tell, right? It depends. Maybe we can do the regular way for the next video. I will think into that. But yeah, that's almost it. And at the end, I'm not going to render again because this computer is too slow. I already and besides, I already showed you what I rendered. I'm gonna use that as my background again. Okay, this is cool, huh? No one can tell. Okay, that's it. That's it for this video. And maybe next time we will talk about the regular way. I don't know. Anyway, I'm Nero. I will see you next time.